When I have to see it, you have to see it as well. You think I'm suffering through this all on my own? No. If I have to see this, then you also have to see this. Yeah, it's horrible. It was horrible back then, but it is horrible now as well. Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Christine. I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to take a look at WFABB again. What do the former WFABB members do today? We will check in with, who shall we start with? What do you think?
I farted because I'm nervous. Don't put that in. It's okay, you can put it in. That's Dray. Like, that's Dray right there. But you know what? My farts don't smell because I'm vegan. What's up, y'all? My name is Dray, and I'm known as the Energy Queen because no matter what training I go on, no matter what event I go to, I always bring that energy. And I'll probably make you laugh, okay? Because I'm a little bit of a jokester. I love to laugh. I love to make people laugh. In WFABB, I like to look at myself as like the engineer because they got all these great ideas, but I'm the one who executes them. I'm the systems person, I'm the numbers person. My brain is like a whole Excel sheet. So I always say, like, without me, shit will fall apart.
Oh yeah, let's get started with Dray. If you ask yourself what Dray is doing now, she was also one of the members from WFABB Work From Anywhere Boss Builders who went with her team from Modern Nature to iGenius, and then it got eerily quiet in iGenius. I will link part 1 up here if you want to take a look, because I already spoke about 2 former members of WFABB and what they're doing right now. Dray, I would say, is a very energetic individual, and she is somebody who has quite a lot of talent on social media, and she's one of those people where I would wish that she was just doing things the right way, not trying to move her way around the network marketing world, not trying to scam other people, because if she really invested her talents in something actual, legitimate, and if it is opening up her own business, then I think she would be a lot better off. She could do a lot of amazing things. Dray is kind of the fun one. I also liked her for the most part. She can be super obnoxious, but during her time in iGenius, she also stopped posting on Instagram because she unfortunately lost her brother, and that took quite a toll on her. That's why we haven't heard a lot from her, but she is back now, and we will take a look what she's doing right now. Dray is still selling the UBC, the Ultimate Branding Course, for $500. This is a master resale rights course she has created together with other former WFABB members, and she is still selling and marketing this thing for $500. There are lots of modules to the UBC. It's one of the bigger master right resale courses, and they're adding more and more modules, so I believe that's the thing that finances her life. UBC is the Ultimate Branding Course, Master Resale Rights. It is about selling a course to sell a course. It is not so much about the actual course, but it is about selling a course. So if you have a social media following and you have a lot of people who trust you, or people who, let's say, we're in a cult-like environment together with you in a network marketing company, it is more likely that you're able to sell those courses to the people in your downline, in your team, and also the people who follow you on social media. It is not so much about the actual course. I think that the modules which she shows here and what a lot of other MRR course sellers show, they're very, very similar. They always have very similar modules. It is about how you show up on social media, how you work behind the scenes, how you organize yourself, how you can do faceless marketing, which is just complete BS because nobody will buy from you if they don't see you. She is the one who is still selling these things in order to sell these things. It's not about the actual content in the course. It is about you having the ability to sell the course, to sell it to others, to rename it, to add modules, to change it, or to sell it just the way it is. And then you can keep 100% of the profit. And that is what she's doing. She has a good amount of following on social media. So that's, I guess, where she is able to be successful. And she is doing a lot to sell this branding course. She has a new Instagram account. I mean, the former WFAB people always have multiple accounts. They claim that at some point they were hacked, and that's why they have now the real blah 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 Instagram account, and why they have so many, multiple of these. And I don't necessarily think that is the case because they got hacked. It could very well be that that also happened, but they sent out so many messages. They cold messaged so many people when they were in iGenius that a lot of their accounts were shut down or they were frozen, and they had to start a new account because Instagram saw, oh, you're sending out so many messages. That is spam. Well, in a way it is. It's for sure a scam in my opinion. And that's why these people have so many different Instagram accounts if you ever try to look them up on Instagram. Dray regularly creates content on another Instagram account where she tries to sell the ultimate branding course. Let's take a look at the first example because I find that very eye-opening. It outs Dray as a liar. And it also shows that iGenius was a shit show, that a lot of people very likely didn't learn much. They didn't know how to be successful traders in iGenius. iGenius sells access to an educational platform where you can learn about the stock market, about crypto, and about Forex. And she speaks about that. And I find that really, really interesting.
How about stop trying to be great at something that you don't even like? People waste so much time forcing themselves to care about things that aren't even meant for them. If you have to beg yourself to be interested, maybe it's not your path. I had to learn this the hard way. So many times I tried to force myself into things just because they looked like a good idea, just because other people had success with them. For example, I really tried to learn how to trade Forex. I was surrounded by successful traders. I saw how I could change people's lives, and I forced myself to wake up early, study the charts for months, but it was friction every single time. No matter how much I tried, I was horrible at it.
But when she was in iGenius, she promoted the platform as the most wonderful platform on planet Earth and totally worth the money, thousands of bucks you have to spend, starter cost and then also the monthly cost, to learn about crypto, to learn about Forex, to learn about trading. They were all saying that this is the most amazing platform because you yourself don't need to learn the ins and outs. It's the system that really does it for you. And now she's saying, well, I tried to learn that, but I wasn't successful. Isn't that eye-opening? They're lying to us over and over and over again and are admitting it afterwards. After one scam is not profitable for them anymore, that's how I see it, they move on to the next one, and then they tell us the misinformation they spread before, but now they have a great opportunity. That is very, very upsetting and eye-opening. Here she says, the fastest and easiest money I ever made was doing something I had a strong gut feeling about and could not stop thinking about. She is promoting the Master Resale Rights course here. This is your sign. Trust your gut. It already knows the way. So don't try and get into iGenius anymore because I'm not profiting off of that anymore. But now I have a Master Resale Rights course for you and I want you to buy this one because now it's about the gut feeling. This is the best opportunity. Not the old one, and not the one before, and not the one before that. This.
I mean, could I become good at it? Sure. But could I be greater than the majority? Definitely not. But here's the thing. Someone out there is obsessed with the thing that you're trying to force yourself to care about. Good luck competing with them. So listen to your gut. It's more than just a feeling. It's data. It's direction. It's showing you what lights you up, what wears you down, and what you're meant to pursue. When something genuinely excites you, it's easier. It's almost like a cheat code. There's less resistance and you'll naturally put in more hours, not because you have to, but because your curiosity will drive you to. So stop chasing what looks right and start trusting what feels right. Your gut already knows the way.
Your gut already knows the way, but you have to push through and you need to create habits. That's what they always said in iGenius. Now, I do believe it is important to trust your gut because if your gut feeling tells you something, you should listen in. I also operate like this at my actual job. Sometimes I don't quite understand yet, why do I have a bad feeling about this? When we're talking about content approval, for example, I work in the media industry, I work in compliance, I work in youth protection, and you go through a lot of content. You have to take a look, When can we air this? When can we broadcast this? Are there certain limitations? And sometimes I don't know from the get-go why I have a bad feeling about something. And that's a good starting point, because then you can look deeper into the content and into potential issues from your end. Is this something that I really should not broadcast all day long? Is there a reason why? And then you need to follow the law, you need to follow the restrictions, you really need to take a look at the content, and the gut feeling can be a first starting point. So that's important. It can be a good starting point to point out potential problems and why you should take a closer look at something before you release it. But it can also be a sign that you yourself have individual bias, because something in your own personal life is currently happening, and that's why you have a special focus on a special topic. In that case, it is good to also recognize that and to take a look at that. That's how I always like to operate. Is this content that I can approve now because it is really okay for me to approve it? Or do I have doubt because there is reason for me to restrict the content? Or is it because of my very own personal situation at the moment that I just have a focus, that I have an eye on something that I typically wouldn't have? And the same is true here. Yes, your gut feeling is so important. But let's not forget that she was in iGenius. She was in a network marketing company where she tried to get people into her downline very much on a whim, I would say. Don't really listen to the information, don't really listen to the facts, don't listen to the statistics, because if you did that, you wouldn't join a network marketing company, because people in network marketing companies lose money. But let's work with your hopes and with your wishes, and then we can start from there. And her admitting that she wasn't able to be successful in iGenius in trading Forex, I find that very, very eye-opening, because in iGenius, she said something completely different. Let's take a look at a second content piece. She is filming these now in this style. It looks very much podcast style, and she's speaking to someone. I mean, spoiler alert, there is nobody in the studio with her. We never see that there is another person. She's just talking somewhere. She's not looking at the camera. That's the style of this thing. It looks a little bit odd, but it's supposed to be somebody speaking into a microphone. We've also learned from her mentor, from Jasmine Elizabeth, that she does that many times because she likes the style that makes you look so important and so professional. The microphone doesn't even have to be plugged in. So just talk so that people believe you have something to say. And that is kind of the route that Dray is following as well. So let's take a look at the second content from her.
The market is too saturated. I hear this all the time. People hesitate to start something just because there's too many people doing it. But think about it. When has anything worth doing ever been empty? If a space is crowded, it's because there's demand. It means people want it. That's not a sign to back off. It's a sign that it works.
It's a sign that it works. Why? How? When? Where? How? Why? Did I say that? How? Why? How are you going to be successful in what she does here when the market is already saturated? She is selling the ultimate branding course, Master Resell Rights. That is very similar compared to network marketing companies. There is market saturation, meaning it is harder for you to sell a product. It is harder for you to recruit. And the same is true for Master Resell Rights. If bigger influencers or people with bigger platforms sell a course just to sell a course for the sake of selling a course, but it is not so much about the actual course, about the learning you can get from those courses, just to say the word course some more, then there is market saturation. These courses have been sold for years now, also by her and her former fellow team members. People have their hands on this. If every other person on social media, if every other person on Instagram sells those courses, most people have already received a pitch or have tried those courses, have spent $500 on those MRR courses. That means there is market saturation, and that is why it is not smart to do the same thing. The same is true for network marketing, which she did years before as well. When you step into a market that is already saturated, you have a problem to recruit people and to sell the product, because there's only a certain pool of people you can sell to and you can recruit. And if you already reached out to multiple people, or a person has been reached out by multiple hands or by multiple people selling those MRR courses, the likelihood of you being able to sell these courses, they're really, really small. The likelihood of you being able to sell product to these people is also rather small. That is why market saturation is an important topic that you need to consider when you're in network marketing or in master resale rights. Market saturation is never great because you want to be one of the first people to do this. You want to be who comes out with the best products, also in a real life business, not in this stuff, whatever this is. But let's say you have a bakery and you sell really awesome products. People will come to you, they will purchase from you, and then 2 or 3 other bakeries open up in your neighborhood. That makes it harder for everybody to sell the products. So that's also not good. Yes, maybe baking goods are in high demand and the people are specialized in different things. The one is more for buns, the other one is more for sweets, the next one is more for savory food. Yeah, maybe that's something you could do. But still, we're not talking about somebody opening up an actual business when we're talking about MRR, because you're essentially selling the same things. You're selling the very same course. There is no variation. It's just a different person who wants to sell you something. So market saturation in MRR and in network marketing is not a good thing. It means that the market is actually saturated.
Literal proof that it works. So the question shouldn't be, is there room for me? The real question is, am I willing to do what it takes to be noticed? Because the best players, they don't sit out when the game is full. They find a way to win.
The ironic thing is that also Dray experienced market saturation in Modern Nature and also in iGenius, and that's why she's now selling something else that really depends on getting in before market saturation. You can only sell those courses so much before there is market saturation. She and her upline and her fellow teammates left Modern Nature because they were not able to recruit enough people anymore for the top people to make decent income. Her mentor, her upline, owned up to that and said, yeah, even my top people, they barely make a couple of $100 each and every month. That is not acceptable. That is why we need to move from Monat to another company and try it there. Obviously, that didn't work out either because half of their downline broke away in a really short period of time. Some stopped doing network marketing altogether. Others just went to other network marketing companies. And that is why they then started to sell courses. So she herself is experienced in market saturation and she should know better. Also, this style of filming is really, really weird. I just find it strange. Should I film like this as well in the future? Just sitting in front of a camera, pretending there is no camera, but that there is another person that I'm talking to? It could be extremely silly, but it could also be extremely cool. Let's test this out. Squeaky Chair and I will move into the middle. And this is how I typically talk to you. How are you doing? We're going to take a look at the third piece of content from Dray in just a second. That's what you're used to. But what she is doing is she's talking to something. I'm talking to a window right now. I'm talking to a tree. I'm talking to a lot of birds in the trees because there are lots of berries in the trees and the birds are really excited about it. Is it silly? I think it is silly. I mean, I don't see it yet. I have to edit it, but I find it silly. I could also offer this. Now I'm talking to a wall. I feel silly now. Or I could talk like this with my squeaky chair. Now I'm looking at my door. Hi, who are you? Strange person in my apartment. There is nobody there, don't you worry, but it is kind of strange, right? Because you do want to address your audience and actually look them in the eye. And if it means that I need to look into a camera because I do not see your eyes, then that is what I'm doing. Or, watch out, best part is to come. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm now talking to the opposite side of the room. Hi DVDs, I love you. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm fine as well. Or another highlight from this angle, now I'm talking to another wall as well and to my plant. Maybe that's the kind of style I should do from now on. Just talk to the walls and not to the people. Or as they say, talk to the hand. I hope you even understood me because my microphone is located right here. That is odd, right? I think that's an odd style of filming. So let's take a look at the last piece of content from Dray to understand what she's currently doing, how she tries to sell the MRR courses.
If your entire brand is just a logo and colors, you don't have a brand, you have a Canva template. When people think of branding, the first thing that they focus on is logos, brand colors, aesthetic. Should I be minimalist or should I be bold and edgy? How do I get the perfect grid? You could have all of that and still make no money because none of that matters if you don't make people feel something. A strong brand isn't what people see, it's what they remember.
Here's the problem, and I find that yet again very eye-opening because what she is selling, what she's doing there is extremely nothing. It's extremely hollow. It is nothingness. But because she has built a certain brand and that she presents herself in a certain way, and because she connects herself to certain people, that is why she's able to sell these products. So we're talking about brand aesthetic. If you don't have an actual business to offer, if you don't have an actual product or service to offer that people want, then it doesn't matter what your brand is. The first and foremost thing for an entrepreneur is to have actually something that people want. Your brand is secondary. It's important how you present yourself to the outside world, what the brand looks like, yes, all of that. But it's ironic that she speaks about brands. It's about not looking good. There needs to be something more when there is not a lot more there. She sells a course to sell a course for the sake of selling a course. That is completely useless shit. Text says, branding is the one thing people overcomplicate and oversimplify at the same time. Some think it's just a vibe, pretty colors, a nice logo, an aesthetic. Others think it's some massive, impossible puzzle they'll never figure out. The truth, your brand is built in how people experience you. The way you show up, the stories you tell, the trust you build, that's what makes people stick around. Static alone won't do that. Branding isn't about looking good, it's about being unforgettable. So if you're being stuck trying to figure out your brand instead of building it, drop brand in the comments and I'll send you something to help. Let me guess what that little something is. Maybe a branding course for $499? Yes. And that's the emptiness that I'm talking about. She has nothing really to sell. It's all about looks. It's all about aesthetic. It's all about looking and sounding appealing, although there's not a lot of substance there. Highly ironic.
Think about your favorite brands and your favorite creators. What do you remember about their page? You don't build a brand with colors and fonts. You build a brand with how you show up. It's how you speak, the tone, the style, the personality. It's the experiences that you share, your background, your struggles, your wins. It's the energy of your content. Bold, calm, direct, funny. It's the unique way that you deliver information. It's the values that you stand for and the things that you refuse to compromise on. A good aesthetic might get someone to take a peek, but a good brand makes sure that they never forget you.
It is about how you show up. It's not about your aesthetic. You are your own brand. It's about the way you speak, about the way you present yourself. It's not about a look or a style. That's why I will talk like this from now on, and I will never ever look at a camera ever again, because that would be quite silly, because this is how I am, this is who I am, and this is how I will speak from now on. But let's move on to the next person. Let's see who Okay, maybe I should move now here. It's kind of awkward, isn't it? Yes. Let's take a look at the next former WFABB member and what they're up to now. And yes, if I have to see it, you have to see it as well.
Where are you guys going, friends?
Outside. Yes, you are.
It's called I Don't Just Hold You Captain. Let's try it on. Can I have a sip of this? What are we doing? We're going outside. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I don't have a jacket. I don't have a jacket. Let's go. We're going outside. Get a jacket. Let's get her a jacket. Let's go. You're good. Fine. You got this. Go. Is it recording? Oh my god, it's so weird talking about myself. Hi guys, so my name is Daniela Marie. A lot of people know me as that modern day hippie. A lot of my friends always call me that. Fun facts that people I feel like don't really know about me is I'm very musically inclined. I've been singing, I play multiple instruments like throughout my whole entire life. I'm such a tomboy. I'm into sports, like all that like roughness, toughness, but you would never really think that. A very kind of quiet person when you first meet me, but I do have that like select few people where I'm extremely extroverted, crazy, outgoing. I am that girl that shows people like that they can do it.
Daniela Marie was also part of the infamous group who did the laundromat posting. Yeah, the one where most people thought, what are you doing now? Are you laundering money? Are you doing something illegal? And they were so insulted. But I mean, hey, what do you expect from that picture? They were really insulted because they came up with a stupid idea when they were in iGenius talking about money. And yeah, that was their reaction. So after this post, and after the heels over hills, or hell over heels, or heels on wheels, or platitudes over platitudes, whatever you want to call that show, not too long after, Daniela Marie left iGenius and she left WFABB. Now, you might ask yourself, what did she do? Well, in typical WFABB style, she had to announce that she was doing something completely different. And this was her announcement. This is the typical announcement in WFABB style. Lots of pictures, people walking around, waving. The aesthetic is more important than the actual substance. And what are they promoting? Something earth-shaking, something life-changing. She went to another network marketing company. Yeah, those things are never life-changing. They're always announcing the next shit, and the next one, and the next one. And she announced that she was leaving iGenius and that she was going to Q Sciences, a network marketing company that sells supplements. It's one of those typical health and wellness companies. They're not necessarily called Q Sciences on Instagram. A lot of the Huns just called them Q to not have the connection to a network marketing company, but we're not that stupid. We really are not. And she promoted the Q greens. I'm not joking. And unfortunately, and I typically don't point out people's looks, unfortunately, she doesn't even look like a human being in this. If you really take a look at the video, she has filtered the crap out of her face. This is not just makeup. This is face altering technology that is used, and that is also unfortunately something I've seen a lot, specifically with the WFABB ladies, as if they're not comfortable to present themselves in a way how you look as a human being. The facial features are completely different. They don't have any pores. Their faces don't even look like their faces anymore. Dray did the very same thing at a certain period of time. And I always find it sad because I think that that can make people very, very sick. It can be very unhealthy if you are not even able to see yourself anymore, how you are, body dysmorphia or face dysmorphia, whatever you want to call this. Find that quite concerning. And that was during a period of her time where she did exactly that. So this is the greens from Q. The greens taste like apple cinnamon, just saying, my gut health has never been better once I started prioritizing my body's needs. If you're someone who suffers from bloating, digestion issues, and struggles to find a healthy balance, let's get your health and wellness in check. DM me greens and I'll hook you up. This was her promoting the Q Sciences greens, or as the cool kids like to say, the Q greens. So Daniela Marie went from Monat to iGenius to Q Sciences, but she didn't stay in Q that long. You might be surprised, but she is in another network marketing company now that she is still promoting on her Instagram, on a very beige and very bland Instagram. She also had changes in her personal life. She became a mother, which is really cool, but unfortunately that didn't stop her from being in network marketing companies. She joined pharmacy. I'm not joking. A lot of the Huns went right from Monat to pharmacy, but she kind of went a detour. Here's the inside scoop of my new product launch. And no, it's not another digital product because she also sells courses. We will take a look at that in a second. In this case, she's selling you a physical product. Here's the kicker though, it's not her product. She's a pharmacy Hun and now she sells pharmacy products and she recruits people into pharmacy and she calls it an affiliate program, which is not an affiliate program. You're a Hun, you're in a network marketing company and you sell products and you recruit people. She is in pharmacy and she is yet again, I think, doing that in a very deceptive way, because you're not an influencer when you're in pharmacy. She's a network marketing distributor in a makeup MLM. She has quite the expertise now in this, and pharmacy is what she is currently doing. Then she said, this time I have a new product launch. It's pharmacy, they have the product. She doesn't have a new product launch. She just went from Q Sciences to pharmacy. That is what she did. But she also sold digital products. She regularly sells coaching products, and we have one coming up very soon that she also promotes on her Instagram, and that is April 8th. It's a new program, it's a new coaching program, a webinar that she's going to sell to you. By the time you will see this video, April 8th is already over. Launching soon, scale your business to 6 figures with our 4-week live workshop. At the time when I'm filming this video, you were able to save your seat. In the end, let's take a look here. This is the Identity Shift live launch webinar on April 8th. So she's going to teach you how to make a lot of money in network marketing companies. She is selling courses. She's not selling master resale rights courses with the other people that were formerly also on her WFABB team, but she is selling individual courses as well. So yeah, this is also a serial hun. She jumped from one network marketing company to another, to another, to another, and is now using this as a platform to also sell coaching programs. Those career routes sound oddly familiar, don't they? We already took a look at Matilda. That was in the first part of WFABB. What are they doing now? Sabrina, then in this case Dray, and then also Daniela Marie. They all go a very similar route. If they do not stop network marketing altogether, they just go to the next network marketing company, hoping that it will be better there, trying to get people from their downline to their newest network marketing scam, in my opinion. Or they try to sell courses about selling courses and online courses, how to sell the best online courses, or selling master resale rights courses. Unfortunately, all of these people could be very talented. I think they have great talents. They're obviously attractive women who have a lot of dedication for what they're doing. And if they invested their time well into non-sketchy, into non-scammy businesses, actually started their own businesses. Daniela Marie, for example, she also had a beauty business. She was doing lashes and she was doing nails. If they put a lot of effort and work into this, they could actually achieve something because they do have talents. Unfortunately, that's how I see it. They're wasting that talent in network marketing and in selling sketchy and scammy courses. Probably teaching people very little to nothing, because you cannot teach somebody in network marketing how to make 6-figure income. Recruit enough people, sell enough product. Timing is essential. If you don't have a following on social media, if you're not an attractive person, if you're not well connected, if you don't already have an existing team, you won't be successful. Could have been that easily explained. I will have to continue to go through heels over heels, babes over bosses, builders over workers, and heels on wheels. Whatever that weird show was that the WFABB ladies did, I will have to take a look who's next. So be on the lookout for the WFABB update videos. What are they doing now? I'm sure we will see a lot more of these ladies, more than I ever wanted to see, but it's important to catch up, I think, to see if they're grifting again. And maybe we will see another individual who is following the trend of fake podcasting, just looking one way, pretending to speak to another person, although there's a camera set up right in front of them, and they're just looking at a wall, or at a table, or at a tree, or at a ghost. I don't know what they're looking at, but it's not the camera, and I find that rude. Talk to your audience. Look them in the eye. Look the camera in the lens. That is what you should do. I always find it annoying when people look at the viewfinder. It's not that hard. Don't focus on yourself. Look into the lens. Okay? That's the lens. Not the lens. Not the lens. It is rude, okay? It is rude. It is pretentious. It's obnoxious. Look at the people. You're not fooling anyone, Dray. All right? You're not. Well, you might fool some people, but you're not fooling me. If you have been fooled by this, then let me know. If not, then let me know as well. And if you like this video, then hopefully I will see you in the next one. Until then, cheers!